Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome back to another review of IMDb's Top 50 Greatest Films of All Time, and I apologize for the late video, but, you know, school and stuff. So, let's get this done fast so I can go and watch Daredevil. Quality show, highly recommend it. But today we're talking about City Lights. It's a movie that came out in 1931. Yes, it's old. It's like 84 at this point, I think. It's directed by Charlie Chaplin, who also wrote, edited, and composed the music for, and it stars Charlie Chaplin, Virginia Sherrill, however you pronounce her last name, and Harry Myers. And the story is about Chaplin's iconic character, the little tramp, you know, the guy with the funny walk and the Hitler mustache, and kind of his, again, misadventures, except this time it's not in a factory and an industrially ruled world. It is about him as a homeless person. He's down on his luck, and he meets this blind girl who's selling flowers on the street, and they form this kind of bond. They grow really close to each other, and they end up falling in love, and it's a love story. But before we get to that, it introduces a very important character to the film, and that is the Eccentric Millionaire. We only know him as that, just like we only know Chaplin as the tramp. We only know Virginia Sherrill as the blind flower girl. We only know Harry Myers as the Eccentric Millionaire. And he is trying to kill himself by drowning himself off the pier. I know, it's dark for 1931. And Charlie Chaplin kind of stumbles upon this scene, and he convinces him that he should live. He has a reason to live, and they become very close, except only when this millionaire is drunk, and it provides for some really well done comedic moments, as well as the scene that actually takes place on the pier. It's more of a dock. It's very low to the ground, or low to the water, rather. And he falls into the water, and so the tramp pulls him up, and as he's pulling him out, he falls in, and then the guy gets out, and he tries to pull the tramp out, and then he falls in, and it goes on like that for a while, which is really kind of funny, you know, classic slapstick humor, people falling into water trying to pull other people out. But you have to remember, this is the 1930s, and I'm sure this was incredibly original, high-quality comedy back then, and it still is today. It is really, really funny, really well done. And I highly, highly recommend this film, and please do not be afraid to watch it. Yes, it's a silent film. Yes, it's old. Yes, it's different than today's standards for comedy and drama. In a way, this is kind of a romantic comedy, but not at all in the sense that we've come to associate the genre with today. You know, it's not your traditional rom-com. In fact, I feel weird calling it a rom-com because it's not that. This is a classic piece of American cinema that is often considered to be Charlie Chaplin's masterpiece, and calling this film the masterpiece of someone as talented as Charlie Chaplin is really saying something. I want to tell you what Leonard Maltin has to say on the film, because I think that it is quite interesting. Alright, City Lights. He gives it 4 stars. Obviously. Chaplin's masterpiece tells story of his love for blind flower girl and his hot and cold friendship with a drunken millionaire. Eloquent, moving, and funny. One of the all-time greats. You see, there's really not too much to discuss. It's a very short, straightforward film. But, I mean, that's Leonard Maltin. That is his career. He talks about movies, and he really likes old movies. Like, if it came out before 1960, it's a masterpiece. I've said that before, and I'm going to say it again. That is kind of how I feel his logic works, although he has given some very favorable reviews to modern movies that I also love. So, I agree with him on some stuff, and I completely disagree with him on others, like Memento, but let's not get into that. I've already spent way too much... Get up here, pen. Way too much time talking about that. So, there's a few things that I want to discuss. First of all, this film is ranked 11th on AFI, which is the American Film Institute's top 100 list of films ever, or best American films. It's strictly American films, so, you know, like The Untouchables wouldn't be on there. Amelie, M, Das Boot, that other one, Metropolis, a bunch of old foreign, or kind of modern, just foreign films in general, not on there. This is ranked 11th. That is really, really high. In case you're wondering, on the top 250 here, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring is ranked 11th. So, kind of comparing it to that, I guess. I don't know. I haven't actually looked at the AFI list. I want to do that now. But this is ranked 11th on there, so if you haven't already guessed, really great film, and watch it. Please, it's short. It's only 86 minutes. It's not even an hour and a half. So really, there is nothing holding you back from watching this film. Some other things, as I said before, this movie is funny. Specifically the boxing match. I'm not going to tell you the events that lead up to the boxing match. But basically, the tramp is pitted against this guy that is absolutely massive. He's huge, he's really strong, no-nonsense fighter. He is going to beat this guy. But through really clever comedic timing and some really well-done shots and editing and stuff like that, it is so funny. You know, I'm sure it's been replicated tons of times. I can't think of a specific film or television show or anything like that where it's happened, but you know, he's fighting and he hides behind the ref and he's moving around and the ref moves out of the way and he goes back and then they go to fight again, he punches him, then hides behind the ref, then the ref, calls him to back up, they go in, punches him, hides behind the ref. It's a really great scene and it kinda goes on and on and on, but you're laughing pretty much throughout the entire thing, so it doesn't feel dragged out like some people might think it is. Now one thing that I actually was really surprised about is that this is a really emotional film. Especially the ending, which I will not give away because I didn't know it. It's not, a huge plot twist or anything, but it's just really emotional. It pulls at your heartstrings and it's really well done. I can't recommend this movie enough. I actually want to go and watch it again sometime. I saw it once, and it was during a week where I basically played Batman Arkham Knight and watched movies is all I did for about a week, and this was one of those movies that I watched. And my mom, she was just doing stuff around the house, and she came downstairs and where I was watching the movie, and she just kind of stopped in to see what was going on because she had watched Modern Times with me and really enjoyed that. And so she came in and she sat down and she didn't leave again. Because it's a really captivating film. It's not something, you have to watch from the beginning. It's not overly complex or anything like that. It's a simple film, but it's a great film. It's funny, it's emotional. I don't know what more you can really ask for in a film. Now, is this my favorite movie? No, it isn't. But it is one of the better films that I've seen on this list. It's definitely one of the best, and it is absolutely deserving of its place. So that is what I have to say about City Lights. I absolutely agree with it being Chaplin's masterpiece, although I have not yet seen The Great Dictator, which some others consider to be his best film. It's normally City Lights, Modern Times, and The Great Dictator are the ones that are discussed most often, and they're all listed above 75 on the list. So, that is City Lights. My next review will be Saving Private Ryan. I'm looking forward to doing that. You guys will see that on Tuesday, and again, I apologize for the late video. There's just, school and stuff. Yeah, it's like 8:30 at the time I'm recording this, so sorry about it being so late, guys, but it happens. I will try to avoid this happening in the future, but, just bear with me. Alright, I hope that you guys are enjoying the reviews. I know that I am, so Saving Private Ryan on Tuesday. Look forward to it, and after that we will be doing American History X a week from today. So look forward to that as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope that you have enjoyed. And that's all for today.